Was I muted that whole time? I was muted the whole time. Again, new studio, guys. It's the little buttons everywhere. They moved around. Okay, let's start it over. Hey, welcome everybody. Welcome. It's Tuesday, March 10th, 2026. This is the Indoor Farmer Reviews, episode 170. And I did find the intro this time. They moved everything around. Nothing's even labeled back here. But hey, progress is progress. So we're going to be right back, guys. Let me play a little intro for you. If you're watching this already, you watch me talk muted for a few seconds. That's funny. Hit the like button, hit the laugh button for that. Share it out. This is going to be a very important episode. Special guest for you today. We'll introduce her in just a few minutes after the intro. It gives me some time to hit the buttons and share it out. So if you could help us out with that, doubly so after having a little mistake. Woohoo! We'll be right back, guys. The Indoor Farmer Reviews, episode 170.
Inside most days, grow lights humming low, tinted rows of green beneath that artificial glow. But once a week he breaks out, camera in his hand, hits the streets and back roads of this forgotten land. Small shops pop up, markets, voices loud and proud. He's chasing stories no algorithm ever found. He's trading solitude for the roar of the crowd. Gonna bring it all back home somehow. The Indoor Farmer Reviews, rolling out to see what's new. From the booth to the screen, he's bringing it to you. The Indoor Farmer Reviews, faces you might never meet, places you might never reach, right from your seat. Yeah, the Indoor Farmer Reviews. Local brewers, candle makers, farmers selling jars, artists with their tables underneath the open stars. Waylon walks the aisles, asks the questions we'd ask too. Snaps the shots, records the laughs, keeps the moment true. For the ones who can't get out of wheels or walls of pain, he opens up the window, lets the world roll in again. He's living for the ones who stay behind, showing them the world is still kind. The Indoor Farmer Reviews, rolling out to see what's new. From the booth to the screen, he's bringing it to you. The Indoor Farmer Reviews, faces you might never meet, places you might never reach, right from your seat. Yeah, the Indoor Farmer Reviews. He started just to get some air, escape the grow room walls. Now every mile he drives becomes a bridge for all. One man, one lens, one live stream glow, turning strangers into friends we'll never know. Thursday night, the chat lights up, the community tunes in. Waylon's back behind the lights, wearing that tired grin. Replays every highlight, tells the tales he found. While the world spins outside, we're gathered round. Small dreams getting bigger with every view. That's what the indoor farmer came to do. The indoor farmer reviews, rolling out to see what's new. From the booth to the screen, he's bringing it to you. The indoor farmer reviews, voices rising through the feed, giving everyone a chance to feel the streets. Yeah, the indoor farmer reviews. The indoor farmer reviews. We're all right here with you.
All right, I think I got it down this time. Testing, testing. I think we're here. Right, we're good. All right, guys, we're back. The Indoor Farmer Reviews, episode 170. I'm your host, Waylon, the Indoor Farmer. And if you guys could, this is a very special one. We've got 17 people in the house already. Let's blow it out. Let's blow the roof off of this place. And you know what? I'll tell you what. We'll give something extra. We'll give a little swag pack away today for the door prize. How about that? We definitely want to get to some comments. I will do that here shortly, but I want to bring my guest up here first, and we're going to be talking a lot today, getting to know each other. So if you have any burning questions, guys, please consider attaching like a Rumble rant to it or stars or whatever that make it stand out a little bit, or ask us later. I'm sure there'll be chances to find out any questions that you might be wanting to get answered. But I have a friend on now that I've met one time. Don't know her that well. We're going to get to know each other today. Miss Stacy McCaskill. She has a MCC in her name, just like I did when I was young. So that's, we got some things in common. But we're going to bring her up right now, guys. We've got Stacy in the back. Blow it up, hit the like button, smash it until it's no longer visible. Let's go. We got Stacy in the house. Hey,
Hey,
Stacy,
how's
look
it
at.
going?
Hey, I wanted to let you know that they just the little snafu I had earlier. They added the names on the screen though. So hey, maybe the mute button is a little harder for me now, but at least we can see people's names and see who's who on the screen because it really helps with the guests, of course, especially today since you're trying to get a little visibility going on. Stacy is from Illinois, guys. But other than that, I don't know a whole lot about you. You're a hemp farmer. You look good in a cowboy hat. I don't know. Let's
I
start.
didn't wear my cowboy hat today.
Oh, nice. Well, are you from Illinois?
I'm originally from Ohio.
Okay. So
Yeah,
what made the
I
leap?
moved to I was a trailing spouse. I followed my wife here to
Ah,
Illinois. We I'm originally from Ohio. I met my wife 26, 27 years ago, and
wow. Kudos.
she was from Minnesota.
Ah,
And so we were in Minnesota for a while. That's where she went to vet school. And then we came out this way for her first job. So we
does
got
she still
a
have the accent?
yeah, for sure. I was like, well, don't you know? Don't you
Big.
know? Like,
Okay,
let's get the boat. Let's take the boat out.
that's fine. I mean, that makes you. I don't know. I always thought something about northern accents made you sound like smarter. I don't know what it is.
I think I mean it's the Minnesota nice thing is totally real.
That's true.
People are so
Up
nice
there.
there.
Do you ever visit up there because of all the, they have a lot of, Canna events and things like that?
I go up there for family.
Okay.
Her wife's family, my wife's family owns a cabin way up north of Grand Rapids, Minnesota. So it's way up there, and
Cool.
it's super remote. We barely get internet connection up there. It's really cool place. I've been up there during the dead of winter, deer hunting in a
Oh,
tree stand.
nice.
It's so quiet. I mean, it's like that is the weirdest thing. Go out in a completely rural area, climb up in a tree stand when it's negative 15 degrees. There is about a foot of snow on the ground. It's so quiet when you go into the stand, and then all of a sudden, once you settle down, all the wildlife starts coming out, and it's like you can hear everything because it's so quiet, and just like squirrels running through the snow or whatever is really cool. Is really
Winter
cool
is like
experience.
that, isn't it? Like you get out there in the wintertime and it's just like so much quieter.
Hmm.
Speaking of wintertime, guys, I'm wearing shorts today. Let's go.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, I didn't want to surprise you with this, but I'm going to pull this up here, and we're going to share room with it because we can do that now. Thank you, Rumble. I'm going to start putting people on the door prize wheel, which I do as the show gets going, and then of course at the end of the show, I get everybody who's on Rumble who comments again one more shot. Plus my extra special chosen ones. I haven't seen any yet, but I have to look through the comments. Hey, we got Cove TV in the house. Hey, thanks, brother Garrett, for coming in. Yeah, hype it up, guys. Share it out. Tag some friends. Okay, so
Cool.
we've established where you came from, and now you're here in the beautiful basking lands of Illinois,
Yeah.
fighting the good fight. So give me an idea. Like, how long have you been a farmer? Like, what was that? How did that journey begin?
Well, we've been in Illinois for a while, over 20 years. I was a community college business professor in Rockford for over a decade. And then about when it became legal in Illinois,
Mm,
2019 is when we wrote in our hemp laws, and we adopted, we matched the federal farm bill, the 2018 farm bill. So 2019 was the first year we could grow in Illinois, and I put plants in the ground that year. So that's how long I've been doing it. I was not a farmer before that. I wasn't even really in the culture at all. I wasn't
hmm,
a daily consumer or regular consumer of
really?
cannabis at all. Nope. I did a little when I was in high school, but other than that, I really wasn't a consumer. And when I started Hempstock Farms in 2019, that first year we put plants in the ground, I wasn't really even thinking about THC at all. It was 100% focused on growing CBD dominant cannabis plants and making CBD infused products, which I started making that very first year in my home kitchen. I had actually went across the border. I'm very close to the border. Woodstock, Illinois is like state line, Wisconsin,
Right.
Illinois area. We're about like an hour west of Chicago. And I went across the border and I actually met a hemp farmer up there and pretty much learned from them how they were hemp farming. I pretty much mirrored what they were doing. And I bought flower from them from their 2018 grow. They were able to grow
Wow.
in 2018. And then I made that into gummies and rolled up joints and made some topicals, made a couple of tinctures in that first year. And I literally sold stuff off of my laundry, off of my washing machine in the back room, which is kind of like a mud room off of our
Hmm.
100-year-old farmhouse. And it was super jankety. I mean, people would come to the house to like just buy my little homemade wares there. And now I feel like we're a brand. We have pretty good recognition. I have 7 employees now. We have 2 locations. Um, so we've really have ridden the innovation that we've all seen in this industry. THC kind of came on a few years ago, and so we were able to create a whole line of products around that as well. And we're doing pretty good. So
Well,
having fun with it for sure.
yeah, I mean, what it sounds like to me, what stood out to me was that you were going by the book, you were paying attention to what the national trend and then also the state, I guess laws coming into place, and then trying to like do your best to walk that line between all of them. And the one of the biggest problems is that they want to keep moving the goalposts all the time, and it's
Yeah.
just it's a football that they just want to toss around, and it's never gonna. It's like a hot potato that's never gonna hit the ground. And I think that might be one of the things that's the most frustrating to hemp farmers right now. But just even you talking about the beginning, like everybody's mostly doing it by the book as much as they can, and then they come through and they still want to demonize it. So I feel like I'd like to come out and check out the farm too. By the way, that'd be cool. But
Oh,
what are you
please.
what are your plans? I mean, we're going to get into your congressional run for sure. I definitely want to see more people here. We got 20 in the house, guys. Keep it going. Repost it inside of Rumble. Um, but I want to find out like what made you, or what have you been doing, I guess, since all this scrambling happened? Are you trying to pivot in some way, or are you just going to fight and try and you know what I mean? Like, are you going to start
Yeah.
growing something else? Or are you going to, 'cause that's always on the table. Everybody's got to eat. You could find something to grow, but is that giving up? Is that conceding? What is
Oh my
that?
gosh. Yes, those are all awesome questions. I'm part of a group here in Illinois called the Illinois Hemp Growers Association. It was founded by Rachel Berry in 2018. That's actually how I got into the industry. Is
Shouts out Rachel.
Rachel Yeah, shout out to Rachel. Rachel Berry and her husband came into my office in Dixon, Illinois. I was the Small Business Development Center director at
Nice.
Sauk Valley Community College, which is a very ag focused community college. And I was the Small Business Development Center director. And what our job, if you've ever heard of those centers, what they are is they support small businesses in their area and they provide free consulting to businesses.
I think we have
And
one here too. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Kudos to the small business development centers. Go out and talk to those folks because they really are quite helpful and can and help you a lot. So Rachel came in and was talking to me like, "Hey, help me! I want to do something. I want to set up some kind of organization to help farmers." So I helped her set up her goal to set up the Illinois Hemp Growers Association, and for the first year of that organization's founding, I partnered with Rachel and we rolled out trainings in our area. And then we started doing them all around the state. And basically, what we were doing is we were talking to farmers saying, this is what the Farm Bill says. This is the opportunity for hemp. There are three ways that you can get into hemp. You can grow cannabinoids, you can grow for fiber, you
Mm,
can grow for food. Those are three distinct um, industries, really. They're
sure.
completely different end consumer industries
Can you combine
and
them?
have their own supply chain and stuff. What? I'm
I'm
sorry.
sorry. First of all, it's 420 somewhere. You guys smoke them if you got them. But secondly, can you combine those, or is there a bunch of regulation that's like, hey,
You can combine them, but it's the point is that the infrastructure that's required for each of those is completely different. So if you're going to be a farmer that grows cannabinoids like me, I only have a 13-acre farm. That's all I can do on 13 acres. You can't grow enough fiber or seed really on
true?
13
Yeah.
acres to make it pay. So that's your first barrier. Are you a corn or soy farmer? Do you have tons of acreage that you can do seed and
Right.
fiber on? Seed and fiber are very serious industries. Those aren't to be entered lightly and require a ton of investment to get
Right.
started. So
Long
they're
term. Yeah.
really, yeah, long-term investment. So those, fiber and growing for food or fiber, growing for seed, that's the food, or the fiber, you really have had to been already a farmer. We were already looking and talking to corn and soy farmers, um, some specialty crop farmers like pumpkin guys, that kind of thing, that
Mhm.
had a lot of land, that knew how to scale a crop.
Sure.
That's kind of what we're talking about when we're talking about fiber and seed. However, the problem with fiber and seed as a brand new industry is that we really didn't have the expertise for processing fiber and
Hmm.
seed in Illinois, or really in America anywhere.
Yeah, it's
And
slow
the
going.
it's super slow going, and the people who have the expertise for growing food would be Canada. They've been doing it for years and years, and they've got it locked down. And for fiber, it's basically China and Europe. Right now, all hemp fiber, anything made from hemp, is coming from those two countries. It is not coming from America. I challenge anybody on this call to show me one single viable fiber producer in America.
Mm, that is
I've been
interesting.
calling out for a year
Mm.
now for somebody to come forward and show me one single fiber farmer who's growing fiber, is making money from it, and has a somebody to sell it to.
Right, like I don't know if you would even would say necessarily a sustainable business, but even just a profitable business at all. I mean, because when you look at I don't know yet if it's possible, but I always thought it would be cool if you could get those people working together, like the person who's growing for cannabinoids. They take their husks, their their discarded uh, stalks, I guess, and you maybe give them to the guy that can process that into, and it would be kind of a win-win for everybody. But I don't know, the issue with the machinery, I think, has to do with all the fibers being that they're so strong and sticky, and it just becomes tough for machines. I don't know. That's a good question. I think that, to your point, hempcrete would be something a little different. Is that something? Would you consider that
You
in
got
the
to have
fiber?
Rachel Berry on sometime and let her talk
Yeah.
to you about hempcrete,
Yeah,
because
I don't know a lot about it, but
she told me the other day that and this was just like a couple of weeks ago, that she can't even get the kind of fiber that she needs to do a quality hempcrete product. It
oh,
has to be imported.
specific kind, or maybe just like a very heavy, like larger plants. Maybe I don't know. I wonder what the difference is.
There's difference in the way in the varietal that you're growing. There's
Mm,
difference in stock size, and then there's also difference in your decortification methods and how
right.
and what your decortification technology. I'm not expert in it, but I
Sure.
know, like, in general, that's what's
Hmm.
happening. And it is a chicken and the egg, and there are some people like Tiger Fiber, and there were some people in Kentucky and Southern Illinois that have been looking at fiber and trying to develop. There was insulation that they were trying to develop and
Hmm.
make here in Illinois and Kentucky, and those companies, as far as I know, have all gone out of business.
Hmm.
They haven't
I
been
believe
able to
it.
make that infrastructure work, and too costly. The shipping is a nightmare. You have to have your decortification centers very close to where your hemp fields are. And that's just fiber. The seed's a whole nother thing too. That seed gets super hot. You have to have a really great way to store it. You can't consolidate hemp seed like you can corn and soy. The quality is too variable. That seed is super delicate when it's harvested for production, so you have to have really like gentle equipment that can
Hmm.
move the seed into storage bins, and from the harvester into a storage bin. You can damage your seed. What one farmer grows a seed compared to another farmer grows a seed is going to be a completely different. It's going to be rated different. They're going to be
Hmm.
paid different. It's incredibly complicated. It's
Hmm.
not like, oh
Whole
yeah,
scale.
now
Yeah.
fiber, hemp is here. It's going to save the world. It's like, yeah, flying cars are here too, but we don't have flying cars, do we?
Right. It's
There's reasons.
it's like the difference between the very beginnings of agriculture and a hundred, maybe 1,000 years after we figured it out, and just keep getting it, making it better with hemp. It's like, okay, we know it's got potential. We got to keep working to make sure we get it right. But Brenda has a comment here. She says Panda, Texas Plains has a 500,000 square foot facility that produces hemp. What do you mean produces hemp? You mean grows hemp, Brenda? She says Indie Hemp in Montana produces also. So what Stacy's saying is, we have a lot of hemp producers, but not a lot of hemp processors that can actually use the fibers, or actually, I guess, on a larger scale, become profitable using fiber. Is that was that what you mean? Because I know I'm sure we have some people that have been able to use some fiber here somewhere, but it's not like a standing business that you can go and order from. Is that what your point is? Like with the actual fiber end of things, they just don't have one the U.S.
Well, my point is there's no infrastructure for it.
Right.
So there's nobody that's asking, you have to connect the manufacturer for the product with the fiber that's being produced. There's different kinds of fiber that you can punch out of these decortification
Right.
plants. And there's also the herd, and the herd and the bast are different. And so, there's just there's a lot to it, and it's totally a chicken and an egg thing. I would like to explore this. If I'll look that up, the name of that company, and look into it. But the
Sure.
first thing that you mentioned there was a 500,000 square foot facility. To me, that sounds like an indoor canopy grow or an indoor grow. If they're claiming an indoor facility, fiber's grown outdoors. There might be a processing facility indoor that's a 500,000 square foot facility, but that would seem really weird to me. You don't need 500,000 square feet for a decortification machine. A
Probably
lot
do
of these
multiple
people
things,
talk
I'm
it up
guessing.
on their website like they do
Mm.
this stuff, and they don't. Like, there's a USA Hemp out there that's all like, we're USA Hemp. Come get our USA Hemp produced clothing and stuff. And then I looked into it. It's absolutely not USA Hemp. And if you look at the fine print on their website, they get all their hemp yarn. They buy it from Europe, and then they use that hemp yarn to make t-shirts and stuff. They blend it
Right.
with cotton, and then they make t-shirts with it. And so, yes, those t-shirts are American made, but the hemp that's going
Not
into it is
sourced.
not American hemp. And they're all like, we're American hemp. Buy our American hemp t-shirts. And it's like, no, that's not American hemp.
There's a lot of
That's
products
foreign
like
hemp.
that. It's unfortunate because I kinda get it, only because you imagine like a product, like say an electronic item that like you had to like get pieces from all over the world to make it or whatever. I kind of get that, but then to your point, it's a bait and switch. Like, oh, look at this, it's made in the USA. Oh, wow, great. Okay, but did it still come from some place that I don't want to spend my money? And unfortunately, I don't think there's many things nowadays you can't do that, except if we can actually make a viable American hemp industry where we could export and things. I want to talk about the food side of things, because I would love to find a hemp seed source that I could grow microgreens with. Hemp microgreens, I guess, are very supposed to be very good, and a lot of people, it's kind of a niche thing, so it would be kind of a just for fun. I don't know a lot of restaurants that could legally sell them. I don't know if it would be. Do you know anything about the food side of things? I mean, it's not a big deal if you don't, but I'm
Yeah,
curious.
microgreens is pretty easy to get into. You just need a hemp growing, hemp processing or license.
Uh,
Yeah, microgreens is a good opportunity for sure. Yeah,
A
I,
restaurant
I
can
would
just
say,
sell them, I wonder? They don't
yep.
have to have. Okay.
Nope. You would fall under, you'd have to get your HESA plan and food safety and all that kind of stuff. You're getting in the food
Sure.
processing.
Yeah, I
So
gotta do all that with the
yeah.
insurance.
And that's what we're working on at Hempstock Farms. We actually grew a year ago. I made the decision to stop growing cannabinoid rich hemp and switch to a fiber seed varietal. And so that's what you were talking about earlier
Mhm.
about, can you combine some of these things? They are developing, abroad, like largely in China and Europe, they are doing these fiber seed hybrids where they go through and they harvest the seed first, and then they come back through and then they harvest the fiber. There was a really good presentation at the Illinois Hemp Summit last week by a researcher at, what were they, Carbondale or something? I can't remember. One of the southern universities, and they have an amazing hemp field there, and they're testing all these varieties. His fiber fields look amazing. He's done a a research where he did the he harvested the seed first and then harvested the fiber. There, our universities are doing a pretty good job of researching this stuff and trying to figure out for the industry what are the best growing practices, what are the best seed sources, looking at different kinds of seeds and technologies and stuff. But we don't have any industry to feed it into. It's so interesting, like
Right.
all this work's being done, but there's no industry, there's no infrastructure to support it. And if they're going to ban cannabinoid hemp in Illinois, that basically shuts down all of hemp in Illinois, unless the government decides, unless our federal government decides that when they write these farm bills, they're going to include in their funding for for fiber infrastructure. So I think there needs to be funding in there for decortification plants, for people that want to explore using American grown fiber hemp in their products. We need more government kind of coordination because it's such a big, huge investment. And it's just that this industry is having a hard time like finding its foothold to, solve this chicken or the egg kind of problem.
Mm.
So you understand chicken or egg. What I'm saying
Yeah,
is like
for sure.
you can grow the hemp, but you got to have somebody next door who's going to buy it from you and then process it into fiber.
Chain of custody. So I did find that we do grow for fiber, but I guess the part of the processing is where, because I don't know any companies that you can go and buy. I guess I keep thinking hempcrete keeps coming in my mind, but I can't think of what else that you can use besides clothing. You've got like there's what else would be being used for fiber, like the
Well, there's a
the
thousand products you can do. I mean, you can do plastics, you can do,
that's a big
all
one. I love
different
that.
kinds of polymers and stuff. I mean,
I have to look some
it's
of this up.
it's fiber, so like you can use, there's tons of stuff that you can use fiber for. But again, I challenge somebody to show me in America, and I want to know, like, if it's happening, I want to see it. I want to know that it's happening. This guy's growing here, he's shipping it to this guy's decortifying it, he's making it into some kind of wholesale fiber product, and then this guy's buying that wholesale fiber product and putting it into a product. Show me that full supply chain that's happening. Most people are growing fiber and then burning it. Or I know all the universities, the guy that presented at the Illinois Hemp Summit, he said that they went through and they rolled it into bales and everything. And he talked about the challenge of that because you're using traditional hay balers, and fiber is way more, or hemp is way more fibrous than processing straw or hay.
Hmm.
And it will tear up your equipment. You've got multi-million dollar pieces of equipment that you're out there using for this, and it will tear it up. So you gotta develop skill sets around this of how to do it. And that's what the universities are trying to do is like, look, we took seed all the way to this bale of hay, and then they had to burn the bale of hay or the bale of hemp
Hmm.
because there was nobody to take it. Was no processing plant anywhere that could take it and make it into something.
I mean, it looks like we have some, but that doesn't mean that we have enough to be able to handle the scale that we have growing. So, I mean, there's that. But it does say that IND Hemp in Montana, which Brenda had found earlier, operates a large-scale fiber processing facility. That doesn't mean they actually make things, though. And it says enabling fully domestic supply chains to produce or for products such as hemp blending clothing. That says enabling. So I'd have to look into it more to your point to see if it
Yeah.
actually fully gets all the way.
See
Other
if they're doing it.
processors and innovators focus on high quality textile grade fibers. So I guess we are growing fibers, but are we making anything with it? It says $120 million in 2024 was the estimated value of the U.S. fiber market. Again, doesn't say that
No,
doesn't mean
I,
that we
I
make.
disagree with. I think when you find this kind of stuff online, it is aspirational. Aspirational. It's like this this is the estimated fiber industry. We're totally going to build this to do this. So I don't know.
Well,
Let's come back.
right
Let's
here,
really
Stace.
go
Hold on. So
back and see.
this is coming back to you here. It says challenges remain, including underdeveloped processing infrastructure, volatility, and competition from imports, like you were saying, historically China and Europe. So you're not wrong. I think there is some change happening, and to your point, some of this might be might look better on paper than what's really happening. I don't think I think there's a little nuance here. I think to your point, there are people like you and like others that are pushing for more of this, and maybe there's a little light around the corner for some of that. I don't know. It seems like it's a tidal wave with the way that popularity has gone, with the way that decriminalization has gone. It just keeps like inching in the direction that we want it to go, even though they being anyone that can use it to their benefit and power is just scratching and clawing at it to try to get whatever they can out of the last drop of juice. You know what I mean? As it just becomes something like jaywalking, where if they just say what, eventually it's just not going to be something that people care about it anymore. And I think that's good. But at the same time, I know people like you are not thinking, oh, this is just hunky dory, because you're in the middle of the thick of the fight as they change everything. What's Illinois doing versus during the national? Obviously, we moved it to schedule. I can't remember which way it goes. Schedule 3, right?
Three.
Three. And obviously, a lot of people are worried that just means that the big guys can just take it over now, big pharma and such. But Illinois should be a separate thing because we legalize separately. So what's if you can give us a little bit of that, and then we can get into the political, that segues us into the politics a little bit.
It's so crazy complicated because basically we're talking about really three different things. First, we're talking about marijuana being rescheduled from 1 to 3. That's marijuana. That's a whole different industry. Then we're talking about hemp, cannabinoid hemp. That's separate from marijuana. That's two.
Do you think they should be separate though? Like,
no, I think
that's
the whole
artificial, right? That's them trying to create a wedge in order to have the two sides fighting each other, and then daddy government over here that just can like pull the strings. Not to cut you off, I apologize, but I hate that dichotomy between the two things. But please continue.
Actually, there's really 4 different industries that we're talking about, and if we want to combine these industries, just a lot of the infrastructure has to change. You have the industry of food. We're saying we're not in that yet. Like that is slowly developing, and it actually is kind of seeping down into America because the Canadians got that locked down, and they're coming down, they're crossing the border and trying to find contract farmers to grow for seed. So we're starting that industry. We're learning from Canada. Thank God we have a next door neighbor that we can learn that from. So seed might come on a lot faster than fiber in Illinois because of our northern neighbor, as long as our relations remain good there, and we can import and export, back and forth across the border. So that's one industry. Then you have the fiber industry. We already talked about that infrastructure. Then you have the hemp cannabinoid industry. Then you have the marijuana industry. Those are completely 4 different industries. Right now, I agree the hemp stuff has all been combined, and they're trying right now at the federal level to try to kind of tease those apart. But I think what they're really trying to do is they're trying to pit the hemp people against each other is what they're trying to do. They're trying to make
competition where there shouldn't be any.
Where there isn't any. It doesn't even actually exist. I mean, what I do as a hemp farmer, whether hemp cannabinoids are banned or not in America, has no impact on growing fiber.
Right.
It's like just because my company's successful doesn't mean that because I grew for cannabinoids and I grew hemp stock farms into, this company, this $1 million company or whatever, that did not detract from the fiber track. The guys could have, they've been working on fiber, the people that can grow that.
Right.
And so my success has nothing to do with their failure. And what big pharma and big cannabis and big alcohol, they're all trying to make hemp people fight with each other and be like, oh, we want fiber and cannabinoids are terrible and we hate seeing Delta 8 and Doritos at the gas stations, and they're creating just a false problem. There is zero problem. I don't know, I don't know why this is being banned. There's no massive problem of kids going to the ER.
Right.
Alcohol consumption is down. Opioid consumption is down. All these things that are bad for our community are down. Why? Because cannabinoid hemp was freed. It
Right.
was freed in the United States. So we've had this incredible freedom and all kinds of like amazing innovation with different cannabinoid infusions, from topicals, tinctures, edibles, smokables. I mean, this industry has been so crazy fast and innovative, and people are eating it up. They love it. They love it.
Mm.
And they love connecting with these kind of small family farms like mine that are they're all over America. These kind of little mom and pop seed to label kind of shops, and that's why I am for complete descheduling of cannabis. I would like to see these mom and pop shops all over America get rid of the dispensaries. We don't need a doctor to prescribe marijuana to us. We can put on common sense rules and regulations for distribution, just like we do with food.
Sure.
I can bake a cake in my kitchen, and if I'm terrible at food safety, that cake might be very dangerous when I feed it to my family.
Or
you know,
just bad. Like, it's not like you go to the grocery store and
right?
it's like they have a chef walk around with you and tell you what to do. I mean, hell, that might be a nice service to have somewhere, like a high end idea. Somebody take that, right? A very expensive
Right.
grocery store where a nutritionist walks with you. But yeah, no, I
Exactly.
totally agree. But I think to your point, it's just about knowledge. And if they try to keep demonizing it, then the knowledge doesn't get out there. People don't know that, hey, yes, it's a little stronger today than maybe it used to be, and you can still dose accordingly. You don't have to, do something that's going to make you, I guess, have a manic episode or anything. But there are people that just get it from anywhere, and then they don't know what's going on because they didn't do it before it was legal. So there are some situations, but it's kind of a funny thing because we see these. I haven't seen one in a while. Has anyone seen? Comment below. Have you seen a Scromining ad in a while? Anyone? Has anyone seen one in a while? It's been a while. It's been like a couple months, but they pushed hard to do that, to try to demonize it. And I don't know. What do you, if you had to guess on the hemp thing? And I guess I'll give my guess first. I'm guessing it was just because they rewrote the farm bill and just sort of neglected to even think about hemp because they don't care about it. Or do you think there was some sort of, like, on purpose, they purposely wrote it to where, hey, let's take that loophole out, the THCA and everything that's been actually making it thrive. They rewrote the farm bill, and I don't know the details of how it's worded, but I know where it became illegal, or they're banning hemp. That's what it means, right? It's in the farm bill. I don't know.
It was in the continuing resolution language to
Okay.
reopen the government in November. And it was added without debate, without any public comment, and slipped in, and that language is extreme. If they were just trying to get rid of the head high stuff, I've been preparing for that for years. That's why we
Right.
switched the fiber seed varietal
Mhm.
last year. That's why we do a hemp leaf juice. um, we do a
Oh,
bunch of mushrooms. We do I've been researching, and we've got locked down delicious mushroom gummies now. We do all the functional mushrooms: reishi,
nice.
chaga, lion's mane, cordyceps. We're working on an amanita, a psychoactive one now. Um, but yeah, I mean, we've known that this was coming, but that language that they put in there is so extreme that it does not allow. What it does is, I can grow a compliant hemp plant. I can still grow it. It's still legal past the ban. As soon as I take that flower that I grew, that's
Hmm.
legal and
Hmm.
compliant, I did all the testing, it's totally compliant. Now I can do nothing with it except sell it as a smokable. That's the only thing I can do. And that is such a small percentage of, it's maybe a 0.5% of total hemp sales is a smokable CBD or CBG flower. Soon as I take that
Yeah.
flower and I extract it and I turn it into RSO
Mhm.
or a ethanol extracted product, it concentrates all the cannabinoids in there. So what happens is you get an extract that now is about anywhere from 3 to 5% THC, and the limit that they put in there is 0.3% on that extracted product.
The whole
So
thing.
it
Yeah.
is virtually I mean, it's actually physically impossible to create a compliant extract from a compliant hemp plant right now.
Hmm.
You would have to take that extract that is now a Schedule 1 drug,
Hmm.
and then you have to do a fractional distillation on it and pull out all the THC. That's what's called a broad spectrum product, where you're just burning off the THC from it.
Hmm.
That's compliant. And then you can also do a CBD isolate, where all you do is you fractional distillate off just the CBD or just the CBG. Now that's compliant. Where can this be done? Not in America. It
Yeah.
can be done in China. China will start doing it, and then we'll be importing distillate CBD and broad spectrum CBD. It'll all be coming from China, and I can't imagine that anybody is going to support that wants that.
Like, look, I mean, aside from well, like just to point at one thing from China is that I know for a fact that they produce fake food and ship it all over the world. Like there was a whole documentary on it where I was watching them make this fake like lettuce that like it's a chemical they pour into this vat of water and then they let it solidify for a second and then they use this ladle and they spin it and then they mush it up and then it looks like a head of cabbage and just stuff like that. I mean,
Wow.
they were selling fake rice to Africa, I think, and it was like there was plastic in the rice, and the Africans found out because they know what rice is like. Like they knew something
Yeah.
was up.
I mean, I'm
And
not
so,
anti-China or
oh, I know,
anti.
and that's what I mean. Like just to pigeonhole that little, like whether or not they tamper with things and then sell it around the world. Yes. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
So like to even sidestep all the other issues, like I know that one and that's not fun. And if they're doing that already, what's to stop them from maybe diluting it in some way? Like we have, I've talked about this recently where like a lot of the honey on our shelves is a lot like diluted with high fructose corn syrup. It's like, is there any honey in there? I don't know. And so I don't know. I know it's a little neither here nor there, but it's just something that I would think of first when I think, oh, that's all coming from China.
Well, it's not. What I'm saying is I'm not anti-China. I import a couple of products from China that
Mm,
only China can do.
sure.
Only China. There's a couple of mushrooms that only China can do it.
Hmm.
There's we import snake oil, Chinese snake oil, authentic Chinese water snakes. Only China has those.
Hmm.
So there's certain things where you can bring a really high quality product in from China, but the point is of this bill is the the legislators that are defending this ban are saying that, hey, we're for hemp, we just want to see fiber. Well, you've not given fiber any money to make this happen, so that's number one. Number two, you're saying that you're for hemp, but you just outsource all cannabinoid hemp production to China, and you've pushed marijuana into pharmacy. So you've
Right.
rescheduled marijuana, you put it into pharmacy, which means it now has to be titrated. And if everybody understands what that means, is that's pills, right?
Right.
You have to do a measurable thing. So no more flour. You're not allowed to do flour. It has to be titrated. And now you ban hemp, so you can't you can't get a smokable hemp with THC in it. You can't, THCA flower is gone. So what is that? I mean, think about it, people. This is big pharma's takeover of cannabinoids.
Right.
They want to take over cannabinoids. And when Trump comes out and says, hey, CBD is good and I want to pay for it, what he's saying is, we want big pharma to have control of all cannabinoids. And yeah, you're going to be able to go to the VA and get your CBD pills. You're going to be able to go on Medicaid, Medicare, and get CBD pills. And if you want big pharma to control it all, if you think they're doing a good job, then let big pharma keep it. And then we're out. We have no hemp industry in America anymore. So don't give us these lies that say, oh, we're trying to save, we're for hemp farmers and we're trying to help them and we want to create this farming industry and it's going to save the world. That's such bull crap. It's so irritating.
Yeah, I feel it. I feel it from you. I mean, I don't directly have to deal with it, but I know so many people that do. I mean, some of my sponsors have to deal with it, and there are ever changing. I said it before, moving goalposts, but they keep changing the just the entry point. Like, okay, well, how do I begin to do what they want me to do now? Okay, well, now you have to do something else, and that seems to be the same case for almost every industry. Not to take it away from hemp, but it seems like they being anyone that has enough money to lobby for it, they want it to make things harder for someone at the bottom level to get in. Obviously, like glass, or what is that, the pull up the ladder or whatever. There's a lot of terms there, but I think we keep pushing, and I think there's really, this is one industry that if they took it away, it would still exist because people know its value, whether or not the country wants to allow it. It is crazy though. I wonder if like big pharma would take over. No, no. What I bet you the deal is this. The deal is this. Big pharma wants to take over the cannabinoids, and China will give you the fiber and stuff, and you'll be supplying us for years on that, and here you go, win-win. But yeah, it doesn't sound good. I still don't know that I think that it was some kind of concerted effort other than the people who specifically put it in the bill, or the into the what was it called, the continuing resolution. I mean, it's like, why what continuing resolution, why would they even need to put that in there? It's just crazy that they just had to go after it. Must be something. It does feel nefarious, if I was to guess. Like, it had to
Well, go
be.
look at the money.
That's what I
It's
mean. Like,
there
yeah,
was a
just
huge donation to that legislator from big alcohol. Um, it's these big,
they're
you know,
not
it's
banning alcohol.
it's the yes. I mean, I think alcohol is a really great example of what could potentially happen to cannabis if
Hmm.
we completely think about alcohol during prohibition. Alcohol didn't go away, right? People were bootlegging and they were making it in the woods and in their basements, and that's moonshine, and then you have like all this criminal activity going on for this product. Then you legalize it. Then people start to come out of the woods. They start to come out of their basements. They start to, you put rules and regulations on it. But if you take those rules and regulations too far, if you have overreach,
Hmm.
then you make it too pricey for a small craft guy to get in the game. That's why all these craft breweries brew up recently, is they changed the rules to allow some of
Right.
these small guys to gain access to distribution. So the problem is like, you take away the restrictive regulation, you free the plant, you free the creativity of people, you layer on some regulations, basic stuff, purity, potency, 21 plus testing, that kind of thing, just really basic kind of stuff. And
Obvious
then you
stuff.
don't overreach it too much. You don't try to use it as a revenue stream to pay for your schools and your hospitals and whatever. You
Yeah, that was
let,
kind of a mistake, I think.
yeah, because when you overtax, this demand that you've now allowed to be public, then you push it back into the dark places. And when it's in the dark places, that's when we see damage. We don't see this deep community damage just because somebody's selling a THC infused thing that looks like a Skittles at the gas station. There isn't huge damage coming from that. Huge damage comes from that guy making the Skittles in his basement. And then he's selling it in the neighborhood and has street guys hanging out on the street corners selling that. That's
Fentanyl in it.
when, yes, and fentanyl in it and that kind of thing. That's when it becomes terribly dangerous. So we need to find this sweet spot, which is free the plant, layer on some reasonable regulation. Don't everybody stick their hand in the honey pot trying to get their piece of the pie. Make reasonable regulation, allow entrepreneurs to thrive, allow consumers to make free decisions, and then you will see that black market. The black market will always be there, but
Right.
you will see it in a damaging way, in this high crime, people getting shot on the streets and turf
Right.
battles. You will see that go away. And we saw that. I mean, the data is out there to prove all of this. This is not theoretical.
I wonder, like, there's been theories like, oh, they want us to have cannabis or hemp or however you want the cannabinoids because they want us to be docile. You're sure they want to let you have that, but they don't really want to let you have that. They want to just have they would just want to have a bargaining chip, just like so many other things, healthcare, like no matter what it is that you see that divides us these days, it's just a bargaining chip that's just not, it's never going to land. It's just going to be floated around. And that's why I do still love America for those reasons, because you can sort of move around if you want. And obviously it takes a little financial, but like, I just imagine, we got kind of complacent, we got kind of comfortable, but back in the day, maybe 100 years ago, you would just, you would put your belongings on your you would trek across somewhere to go find a new place that might do something differently. And we still have that to an extent, but I want to get into the political side of this, because
Oh,
you're running
yeah.
for office, so we want to, like, we want to hype it up. And speaking
Yeah.
of which, Mama Rochi, if you're still in here, Mama Rochi and Master Rochi, they do a show that they're from Indiana, but they're definitely a show that maybe you should get on too,
Yeah,
to
I'd
get
love
out
to.
there a little bit. But yeah, so you're running for Congress. Like, what the fuck? What?
Yes.
What?
So
Okay,
this,
let's hear it.
I tell you what, that trying to save my business has really caused me to, be very politically active and kind of
Learn a lot. Yeah.
learn a lot,
Yeah.
learn what's happening. I literally, I am fighting for my life. I have been so politically active these last couple of years. Um, just we've been working down at the state level trying to get the hemp farmers. We've been aggressively trying to get a bill passed that has purity potency 21 plus. I mean, we've been begging for regulations. And I guess just from all of this, I just feel like the two-party system is deeply broken right now. And these parties are so entrenched in their power. And I look at my
Right.
district. I'm in District 11 in Illinois. It basically covers like the Woodstock, Crystal Lake area, and it kind of curves down and goes into Aurora, Naperville, kind of that little strip of area.
The crazy
And
shapes of those districts is
I
insane.
know it was totally
Just,
gerrymandered. It was
oh wow.
totally like
Yeah.
designed to capture. I mean, that's what they do. They design these districts to make them either dominant Republican or dominant Democrat, so that the Democrat always wins or the Republican always wins. It's gerrymandered in that way. In our district, the Democrat always wins. It's always a 60-40. And the Democrat that's currently in the seat that I'm running for is Bill Foster. He's a super nice guy. I have nothing against this guy. I think he's doing a pretty like okay job,
I haven't heard
except
of them.
that He never has a Democratic he's never opposed. He's largely
Mm,
unopposed his whole 10 years. So when you go to vote, there is no choice on the ballot. If you're like today, I went and voted yesterday. If
nice.
you go and vote as a Democrat in McHenry County today, you will only get one Democrat to choose from. It's Bill Foster. There's no other Democrat
Hmm.
running against him. I think maybe he had one challenger one session, but there's nobody that runs against him. And why is that? Of course, the party doesn't want to see change in these positions. The party wants consistency. They want stability. They
Mm,
want to entrench their power. They want to build their power base so that they can leverage that power at the national level. They don't want like rando people getting
right.
in there and mucking up the works when they're trying to make something happen from the party. And I
Gatekeeping.
think
Gatekeeping,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yeah.
total gatekeeping. Absolutely. I mean, you can't tell me this party isn't entrenched when our biggest leaders in both parties have been serving for 40 plus
Hmm.
years.
Yeah, that's
It's
competition, like you said.
ridiculous.
Competition is necessary. We see that in any aspect of life. If there's no competition, you don't get any change. You don't get any actual progress. I guess if you want to put it that way. Yeah. So I think
And
it's a
no
good thing.
common sense solution. So, here's a district where the guy's been there 12 years, largely unopposed. There's really no choice. If you're a Republican in our district, the Republican never wins. So the Republicans have no voice. If you're a Democrat, you have this one guy to choose every single time. There's really no choice there. And I really don't feel like Bill Foster is hearing me or is championing my business at all. Nobody's standing
Mm,
up for Hempstock Farms. Like I can't even get him to say I support you. Um, because he's got to hear what the party. He's got to
to
do
find
what the
out if it's
party
okay.
tells
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
Is it okay? Can I stand up for this? Like maybe not, and then it all becomes a big horse trading game. And it's just that I'm just against this extreme entrenchment of power
The
where right
concentration of
now
power. Yeah.
it's
Hmm.
so concentrated. There's such a small amount of people that have the power from each party right now.
Hmm.
And we're just chips. We're
Right.
like chips in a poker game.
And you're like like there's potential. They look at us like oh, we could pluck this person out of obscurity and basically backroom deal them and sweetheart them until they do whatever we say, of course getting dirt on them at the same time. And then we've got a new, like, okay, because they have to have like some younger members to come up as the older ones have clearly dementia or their robot arms and eyeballs start to like lose effect or whatever. I don't know what, something happens and they're like, well, we got to get some young blood in here. But yeah, it's funny to see, but I totally get it. I totally agree. I wonder if you could somehow ban parties. Now, I've always thought of it this way. If we want to be a little philosophical for a second, people generally, and I think it's because we have two halves of our brain that are generally for different things. Like you have logic, and then you have like the fun side. Um, so I wonder if it's just we can just we'll just never ever get away from that dual dichotomy because we have a lot of parties, right? There's a bunch of parties, the Green Party, all these parties, but they just never work out. Partly, and we could easily say it's because the power is consolidated, but we can also say that's a natural effect too, because power like does that like naturally, whether whoever is alive. And so like how do we get around this, but so like I don't know, you don't have to answer like you don't have to answer the problems of the universe, but I just feel like even if we were to somehow ban the parties, like you would still end up having these sort of like a two groups kind of sort of boil up over time. I don't know if that's good or bad
Well,
or indifferent, it's
I
crazy.
I guess I'm just asking for an equal playing field. Right now,
Yes, I
these
agree.
parties have implemented laws that make it almost impossible for me to get on the ballot. If I wanted to run against Bill Foster in the primary, I only needed to get something like 4 or 5,000 signatures. But if I want to run as an independent, I have to get nearly 40 or 50,000 signatures.
Wow.
The
They really don't
minimum
like the
required.
independents, I guess,
They
do
don't
they?
like the independents.
That's where
And
most of us
and
are. That's where most of us are.
exactly. And they've created rules to keep these third parties out. And the first step is we have to start getting independent candidates into office at all levels of government. And so that they're not beholden to the party, they're beholden to their voters. And that's the thing right now is like, I just think the parties think that the voters are so easily manipulated that they're like, we just need to win over the voter to the party, not to like a set of
Right.
ideas.
Be
You
on
know,
our
we
team.
just,
Yeah.
I trust that
Mhm.
team. I trust this team. I'm going to vote blue. I'm going to vote red. And that just simplifies, like we do like to simplifies and generalize
That's true.
our decision making. I mean, that's
We
just a
don't.
normal human mental function. But the first step is let's get some more independent voices in. And that's why I'm running is let's just get me on the ballot. That's all I'm asking is get me
Right.
on the ballot. And to do that, I need an army of volunteers. So anybody that knows anybody that's even within a couple of hours drive of me, send them to me. I need volunteers showing up at smoke shops, sitting out in front of a grocery store, sitting out in front of a cafe, um, and just sitting there and collecting signatures for me. Like I said, I need 40,000 signatures. I only have like 8 weeks to do it in. That's the other
Wow.
thing. They wrote this law. You can't start collecting before this certain time. You
Mm.
can't, you have to stop at on May 25th. You have to submit all your signatures.
Right.
And they make it, they've crafted these rules to
Hmm.
make it literally, it's never been done.
You have to be a
There's
certain
never,
size to be able to do it. Yeah. Yeah.
nobody's ever been able to be added to the ballot as an independent candidate in District 11. They've
Wow.
been able to always keep these people out.
Hmm.
And I'm hoping that with my platform, my honesty, my positions, go look at them, stacymccaskill.com.
That's what I was just gonna.
Um,
I was waiting for a minute to ask you because I'm gonna pull it up
yeah,
right now.
Yeah, it's stacymccaskill.com, www.stacymccaskill.com. And go learn about what I'm about. And I'm happy to have conversations with anybody. We do have an event coming up on March 21st. That's next Friday.
Skill.com. Did I? Hmm. I shouldn't have to do that
www.stacy.com.
part.
Yeah, I know. I maybe there's some. I got to work on that. There
Huh.
it is. There you go.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I've got on there why I'm running, and then I have an issues page. I have an about me page if you want to learn a little bit more about my background. I used to live in China. I've taught in China. I've taught all over the world. I'm very global. That's me at Bill Foster's office, that picture right there. I was in Washington about a month ago lobbying for hemp, and I
That's
stopped
the
by his
current.
office, and that's the map. That's the district
That's the
map right
current
there.
map.
That's the
Wow.
current map, and I'm pointing at where I live on that thing. So,
You just barely got in there. Have you thought
yep,
about?
yep.
Well, you'd have to move a whole farm a couple miles up north.
Oh yeah,
step
right.
step right outside it. Volunteer meetup 321,
Yep,
and that's going to be at your
321.
farm.
It's gonna be at our healing center. That's our second
Okay.
location,
In
and it's where we
Woodstock.
have
Okay.
boba. You can come out and get a boba that day.
Well, I might be able to
Awesome
make
bobas.
that. Let's let me see here. Let me consult the great calendar.
The master calendar.
Actually, I can't make it that day because I have another. I won't tell you. I
Oh, no
won't
worries.
say the competing event. But yeah, I have to
Uh,
prior engagement that I have to
prior
go to.
engagement. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we'll be
So
adding more events if you want to follow that page.
yeah.
We just figured out this weekend how to put the events up there. So
It's cool that yeah, it's nice that you have the website. It's kind of necessary, right?
uh, yeah,
Let's
and it's linked
mark
if you
it.
want, if you're not in my district and you can't help volunteering, we
LA.
certainly could use cash. It costs money to do all this stuff, to host the platform, to connect the bank account, to set all that infrastructure up. It's kind of like cannabis. People know, like any kind of vendors that you go to get for cannabis, it seems like they gouge you because it's cannabis. I feel like the exact same thing is in politics. You like get a
Hmm.
sign printed, or you try to set up a website or connect your, like everything seems like it's twice as expensive as it normally costs just because it's politics.
So let me ask you a couple other things, just because I would like to tell people we got 26 in the house right now, guys. Hit the like button, share it out. We're going to do the door prize in a little while. Um, d- could you give us a sort of like your general platform
Yeah.
besides, hey, I'm a hemp farmer and I want to protect that? Can you give us just a little more? I mean, obviously, some people may like or dislike whatever you say next, but let's tell them. And then if they want to come here and donate or get involved, it might be the push that's needed. So what else are you looking at as far as um, uh, your platform, I guess?
Yeah. I kind of printed up cards. I'll show you one that
Okay.
gives a three. Uh, oh, I didn't bring one up here. Oh, yeah, here it is. That gives you a three-step.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah. I think that's part of here. Let's go back to the
that's my.
um I
I don't
think
know where that.
oh,
Oh, yeah, that's on the main
it's
page.
on the
We
back. Yeah.
had hours
Do
getting
you
entrenched,
think
and
that
little
oh, hold
people
on.
don't get heard, and new ideas don't get heard. It's like a bunch of old people like entrenching their power. So that's the first thing. We just need more choice on the ballot. I think that's super reasonable.
Sure.
I'm definitely, as part of the choice piece, I will fight hard to get term limits. There absolutely needs to be term limits. That's what will help with some of this entrenchment. Um, Second thing, free the plant. I am an open cannabis smoker. I don't deny that. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I don't think we should demonize that and call these people lazy. I am so much more productive and effective when I have a little bit of THC in me. Um, I just I think that plant should be freed, and I am for complete descheduling of marijuana. So that is definitely an important part of my platform. And then the third thing I had on there was valuing American diversity. I have very strong opinions about immigration. I think we should have good laws and we should enforce those, and they should be consistent, but we
Hmm.
shouldn't be demonizing people. It's again, it's the extremes of the parties. You have
Right.
one party saying completely abolish ICE, and then you have the other party saying, like, saying, calling, migrants like rapists and killers, and like,
The loudest voices from each party. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's just so extreme. It's like we don't want extremes, especially in my district, where 1 in 4 people in my district speak a language other than English at home. People in my district value diversity. We know that having diverse people with diverse perspectives brings strength to America. I mean, that's what America is. America is migrants. There's a wave right now of there's candidates actually running kind of on white culture. This idea of like these immigrants and blacks are asking for this, and this is too much. This DEI, this diversity, equity, and inclusion. They're like turning that into a negative word. Diversity, equity, and inclusion. Are you kidding me? Those are like wonderful things. It's like a cupcake, and you're calling that poison now. So it's
Well,
just,
to be
it's
fair, cupcake is poison, but let's
yeah,
just move on from that.
exactly, exactly.
Well,
So
no,
it's just it's
I could
crazy.
definitely I could definitely give some nuance to this because I know like we don't even have to. I love to talk. If we're talking politically, we talk basically philosophically. I'd love to have conversations with somebody that we don't need to use anyone's name, that's some famous politician. It should be about what is it that you want, like what is it that you want to see the outcome. How is it that you envision the world? What are your thoughts on beliefs on things? And yes, those might align more with, say, one party or the other, just for discussion. But that doesn't mean that you have to be tethered to that. And I think when people get stuck into that team sports thing, because I will say, and not to put us at odds, but there are a lot of situations, DEI is one of them, where I can name, I can name my group the Happy Puppy Kitty Club, and we can go out and beat people. You know what I mean? Words matter, but also actions matter. So I think the big problem with DEI specifically is just the exploits. There's so many things we have, that the loopholes and exploits that people can come up with, and reasons for using things to a negative. And that's with everything. And DEI is just like one tiny example of, like, hey, everything can be bad if it's used in some nefarious way. You can have,
Right.
that's why I always say, don't be a nice person, be a good person. Like, I might be shitty to you one day, but it might be because I'm being, like, real with you about something, and I'm not trying to sugarcoat something. You know what I mean? Like, I would rather someone be real with me than just be nicey nice and, like, like, stab me in the back kind of thing. So there's a difference between being a nice person and a good person. And I think, to me, it sounds like you're a good person, Stacy. But my sister's name is Stacy. I call her Stace.
Oh yeah,
Does anyone call you
Stace. I go
Stace?
by. Oh yeah, I get Stace a lot. Yeah,
um.
yeah.
Anyway,
No,
I do.
you're right. You're right.
Go ahead.
Everything can go too far. Everything can go too far. I get that. And that's what people are reacting to right now, and so I totally get that. But that's again, that's the danger of this two-party system,
Hmm.
is it's demonizing each
The
other.
binary
And
choice, yeah.
it's this binary choice, and like let's get back to common sense solutions. When we sit down as businesses, like we in businesses with small businesses with their employees, businesses with other businesses, it just seems like we can sit down and reason to get a reasonable compromise and a solution to stuff, instead of just being so extreme.
Hmm. Yeah, just being able to have the conversation, and not to not to self promote, but there we do I do a panel show on Thursdays. Some of our panelists are in the audience, so shouts out to Lisa May. And the whole point of that show was it because I thought people can't have these, we're not able to have conversations anymore that are difficult, where, like, hey, you tell me this off the wall opinion that I don't have I have zero agreement with, but hey, that's cool. I want to hear about it. Tell me the details, instead of going, like, straight to blood boiling, in 2 seconds. But there are people too that, I'll say this: a lot of people like to do that to people, like, oh, I know the buttons I can push, and I'm going to push them, and that's on that person's, being nefarious. But to have a legitimate conversation where people just gain perspective, because all I can do is gain perspective if you tell me what you've experienced on something. And yeah, it would be fun to have you on sometime. But yeah, we get like 6 people, and we all share stories of the topic, and sometimes it's a really common topic, sometimes it's very complicated. And I think you're going to have more and more of these complicated conversations, but it seems like you're up to the task, up to the challenge.
If you
um,
guys ever do DEI stuff, have me on, because I'm
okay.
a gay woman, I'm a
Hmm.
Christian. I went to, like I mentioned before, I went to a Baptist Bible college. I was a missionary, a
Hmm.
Christian missionary in China. I came out as a gay woman in China. I
Wow.
know about living with extreme difference. My mom is, it took her years, decades to kind of get over the fact that her daughter's gay and married a woman. Because I come from such a fundamentalist Christian community. I know when I'm down, my mom lives in Florida, and I just got back from there. When I'm down there, I always go to her Baptist church. I sit daily. I go to that church and work with her probably 3 days a week. And I sit with all these people who probably 75-80% of them think that I am in a sinful lifestyle and I should not be living how I'm living. And
Well,
so
we
I
all
know how to
sin.
sit. I know how to sit with difference. I know how
Yeah.
to have a conversation with people around this. It's super intimate to me. I didn't cut off all my family members that, I don't cut off family that doesn't support my quote unquote gay lifestyle. Um, I learned to sit with that. You learn to sit in difference. You learn to talk about things until they can't be talked about anymore, until like you've explored all angles. Neither side can persuade the other side to come over. But then you try to find other things that you can agree on. Let's agree to disagree on this. Let's work together on these other things. Let's not let this one thing um, break our relationship.
Hmm.
And that's a hard thing to do.
It is, and I tell you, people seem to get more and more amped up, and I think the internet is partially responsible. So much information going out around, whether it's true or not true. It's just so much, like taking on so much information all the time. And you had spoke about term limits, which I think is it's a great idea, and a lot of people really would like it. But also, a lot of people assume it's never going to be able to happen because who would vote for themselves to be shorter jobs, right? So I get it, but I also would push back a little bit and say other countries, some of our adversaries, not to bring up China again, but that's a good example where they have a much longer sort of view on things because they have a like obviously whoever's in power is in power much longer time, so they can sort of outweigh us. One next president, whatever. So term limits, I don't know if that is the best idea, just because of the fact that we are dealing with that as a and I know it's a weird devil's advocate to play here, but do you think there's anything to that where we have these short windows of view on like, okay, when's the next election, the midterms, boom boom boom, and it's like that's all we care about now, like do you think maybe we could just it
It's
might
not weird
actually
at all. It's not
yeah.
weird at all. I had this conversation every year in my business 101 class that I taught at Rock Valley College. I talked about the different political systems and how China, because they're centrally controlled, they have they do 10-year plans, they do
Mhm.
50-year plans and
Yeah.
100-year plans. There is a fundamental cultural difference in the view of time between China and America. We are a much more transactional, much
Fast paced, yeah.
shorter, yeah,
Mhm.
much shorter kind of viewpoint. Um, so I mean, if you're an advocate for centralized control, that's the problem. Is like, yeah, you can get a longer term view of things if you give up some freedom. And if
Mhm.
you give up that freedom to a centralized government who then is going to make plans and have control over that, I don't think most Americans are for that, like giving up that control. That's kind of a Republican values that Republicans don't want that centralized control.
Right.
They want more freedom. Democrats tend to want a little bit more centralized control because of the reason that you talked
Mhm.
about, which is we can plan better, we can pool our resources and make an impact on things. I What I'm saying is I respect both of those opinions. I
Mhm.
think that they both hold value. And we've got to figure out the middle way. This has been the problem
Right.
with business, is
Oh
that
yeah.
business is so short-term focused on the next quarterly
Mhm.
report that their planning is like 3 months. And it's hurting some of these big industries because they're not making a long-term plan, a long-term
Right.
investment plan. They're just planning to the 3 months. So um, yeah, I
That's
think
a good
that's
point. Mhm.
it's a very valid argument. It's a very valid debate. And that's why I think having term limits of 12 years for senators, 10
Mhm.
years for House reps, give somebody a decade. That's fine. Take a decade. That's good. You might need some time to like
Sure.
figure stuff out, to develop expertise in government. Government's not easy. It's very complicated. Um, it takes time to get things done. So yeah, I agree with you. I don't think like
Hmm.
we should be flipping out all the time, but the reason for the shorter terms and for the term limits and all of that again gets back to this idea of government needs to be responsible to the people. Those are our triggers to keep them
Right.
accountable.
I wonder if there's a way, instead of having an actual election so often, you have an evaluation, and then you can have a sort of a what do they call that when they emergency election to get someone out of office, maybe they like commit a crime or whatever. Obviously with presidents that's impeachment, but isn't there something like, didn't they try to do that with the governor? What do they call that race? Is it? It's not a runoff race. There's some name for it where it's like an emergency like race to replace a um, an official that's been voted in. Anyway, I'm
Yeah.
probably I'm not sure. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But it's interesting because I'm intrigued by the whole process, but most people like myself, I don't research the whole thing. And so how did you, like, did you get an advisor right away? Like how did you even attempt to dip into it? Even if you're a politically active person, like where do you went to the Capitol and you're like, hey, where do I sign up? Like,
Oh my gosh, I've learned so much. Yeah, it's a lot. There's a lot to learn to figure out how our government works. I think a lot of us are pretty, we're busy just trying to survive and take care
mhm,
of our families and run our
right,
businesses and stuff. And we don't have time to do this kind of research. And that's why we tend to trust people, like I'm going to trust Stacy. I'm going to trust that she's going to go make the right decisions. So yeah, that is
it's
hard. That
it's
is
hard to
really
follow
hard.
up.
And it's crazy. I've learned so much. Like right now
Mm,
I'm a little paralyzed because I'm trying to figure out which signature form to use. I have to collect 40,000 signatures, and right now I'm having an attorney. I'm talking to the independent. There's a really struggling independence party in Illinois, and I'm considering associating with them, and they're going to help me collect signatures. But if I do that, then I can't use this other form. There's just like so many legalities to, they've just put a lot of barriers in place to let an independent get on the ballot.
sounds like it.
So I'm learning a lot for sure, you
I
know.
mean, did you consider any other party besides independent? I mean, obviously you thought Democrat would be difficult because it seems like they have a sort of entrenched incumbent, I guess, there. But uh,
I mean,
I,
I really value things from both parties.
hmm,
And kind of my core message here is that I think the party system is broken. Even if either one of these parties approached me and said, we like you. We like the way you talk about things. We like your approach. We'd like to add you, to a
mhm,
ticket somewhere. I would not
turn it
accept
down.
that
Well,
because
I guess
I
what I mean
think
is the
this
other
is the
parties.
start.
Like, what about like the Libertarian Party, maybe, or like somebody that maybe had a little bit more structure behind them. I don't know. You'd have to obviously agree with them, but the Libertarian Party is kind of like whatever you say. So I guess we wouldn't have to agree with the whole lot. But the Independent just seems like you're sort of like I don't want to say
Independent?
I don't want to say alone because you're
You're
not.
alone.
I mean, you are independent, but like you have your wife and whoever else that
Yeah.
you can get on your side. But it just feels like you're more vulnerable like that. You know.
It is, and I
So.
think this again comes back to the problem with politics is that if you have a lot
Mhm.
of money, I could probably buy my way into the seat if I had $500,000.
Yeah.
I'm
You
sure I
you have
could.
to be somewhat
Okay.
coherent too. Like, I mean, we have seen people with a lot of money lose, but at the same time, like you seem like you have a good platform to start with, and that's all you really like.
I think
It,
I'd win. You
yeah, yeah.
basically it would cost you I ran the numbers. It would
Hmm.
cost about $300,000 to hire canvassers. You're allowed to do that. You're allowed to pay professional canvassers to go out and collect your signatures for you. So that would require about three hundred to $400,000. You could roll
Just to
that
get on the
out in a
ballot.
month.
Okay.
Yep, that would get you on the ballot.
Yeah.
Then I would probably then we would already have, good name recognition by then because you collected
Right.
40,000 signatures, so that you had all those touch points. Um, so spend another $200,000-$300,000 on media and you're in. you win.
Well, you can do a lot of. I mean, either way, you can do a lot on social. Are you thinking about doing anything like maybe a blog or even just a one like once a week or once a month, like a little video where you just kind of update people? If I were you, I would definitely head, even if you're not tech savvy and stuff, like be
You saw how bad
obviously.
I am.
I mean that's okay, but like even just doing a video and being okay in front of the camera, which it seems like you are, and then just being into social media, I think because that's one of the missing pieces between the people like you said who have been entrenched for 40 years. They're so disconnected from today, not just disconnected from the people, but disconnected from the tech and the technology, not technology, but like the culture in the technology, like the etiquette and stuff, different things that are happening. It's like a whole different language. There's all sorts of abbreviations, LOL. I mean, what really is that? You know what I mean? But like, you know what I'm saying? Like just people like kind of keeping up with some of that. And if you are you see a lot of congressmen and women going on to podcasts more. And so you're kind of preemptively ahead of the game. And so there's also a bunch of them that are starting their own podcasts sort of retroactively after being in office for many years. I don't even know. I think Ted Cruz had one. I don't know if that even kept going. I can't think. I know there's a few others. I think Gavin Newsom maybe made one, but it's like these are people who are already established and then making one. If you make one as you get into it, I think it would feel more authentic and there'd be a little bit more connection to your base, the people who got you into there, not
Yeah.
just people who like you afterwards. Does that make sense?
No, it's a great tip, and thank you. I'll do a shout out that I was going to start my weekly podcast
Nice.
tomorrow at 7:30. I've been hosting a weekly meetup of hemp farmers. We've been doing that for a
Yes.
couple of months now at
On
7:30
on Wednesdays, right? You
on
said at what,
Wednesdays.
7:30s? Okay, yeah.
Yep, yep. And then I was going to launch. I've been thinking about it, and I was just looking at all the technology, trying to decide
Hmm.
platform. But I had intended to launch a weekly podcast called Hemp and Healing, and on that I was going to do an hour podcast, have guests, do similar to your format, similar to Cole's format, the
Sure.
Cole memo, and just talk about my journey and talk about business and business strategy and what's happening in the industry and politics and religion, all of it. And so I'm hoping to start that tomorrow, but I'm still waffling on whether
Hmm.
I want to use this Rumble or whether I want to go to Yard Stream
StreamYard,
or
yeah.
whatever. Yeah, StreamYard.
I will
So I'm
say that
working on that.
StreamYard is one I did use before this, and I was paying $100 a month, and now they actually pay me. So now I'm
Hmm.
I will say that I don't know if you've looked into Rumble very much, but you may or may not like the platform because it is kind of um, freedom of speech oriented. So therefore, you kind of get some of the extreme on that side of things. But it's great for cannabis, I think, and hemp as well, of course. But
Cool.
because of that aspect, I mean, you'll find a lot of religious and a lot of political streams, but now they have tons of gaming and lots of
Hmm.
other just sort of entertainment streams, which it's getting better. But at the same time, you can stream to Rumble from StreamYard as well. If
Hmm.
you can always ask if you have any questions. Cole obviously knows a lot as well, but he has his own website and everything, which he streams to. I guess I'm gonna have to check that out tonight. We can plug that
Yeah.
too. What time is that going to be? 7:30 tonight.
Yeah. I think 7:15. We
Okay.
go on. Yeah.
So I don't know how I can share it. I guess I can share the link that he sent me to his website, thecolememo.com.
Yeah.
I met Cole too at that little. I think I got like 3 or 4 minutes into the documentary. I'm like, okay, well,
Oh.
I mean, like, look, I've grown some cannabis, but I'm more of a in between all of the different things, and I'm kind of just promoting all of it because all of it really connects back to self sustainability, being able to, like you said, have choices, have more freedom to do things. Um, there's nothing more. free than to be able to make your own medicine and grow your own food and things like that. And they want to regulate it at every turn, but I'm out here trying to learn it myself while I also make it more popular. And I only do two things. I make 5 different shows, but 2 things I'm only out here doing to try and popularize us to, hey, self-sustainability. Let's look at our food. Everybody's got to eat, yada yada. That's one thing. The other thing is to normalize the use of cannabis and hemp products. I mean, I get hemp products from my one of my sponsors nearby. Shouts out to Drizzle Dab. But yeah, he makes, it's all the different variations of the THCA, but he does a lot of different products. But the thing is, it's
Yeah,
like
that poor
those.
guy, he's
That's
going
what I was gonna
away.
say. That's what I was just
It's
gonna say. Like
terrible.
these are the reasons why we need to vote for somebody that's gonna maybe make some change. So yeah, this is great. I don't want to hold you up
We
for
should
too
do a
long. Let me
campaign
know.
of more cannabis smokers in Congress, more cannabis consumers in Congress. That's what we need.
The first joint
Seriously.
smoked on the floor. Let's see, how does that on the House floor.
So
Let's see
see
who's
that
gonna be
picture of me in front of the Capitol that's here on your screen
this one
there?
here. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I had gone to visit the Capitol, and I had a bunch of CBD stuff on me, and they wouldn't let me in. They said CBD is not allowed. See, that's cannabis, that's marijuana. It's not allowed. I'm like, it's CBD. I'm going to hand it to my legislator when I go talk to him. No, it's not allowed in the Capitol. So I had to go back to my hotel, dump off all my little CBD, topical. It was just the
Right.
topical. It doesn't get you high.
Uh-huh.
Topical samples. Went back to the Capitol, and just as I was walking in, I kind of checked my pocket, and I was like, "Oh shoot, I got a joint." I had a joint in my pocket, one from Hempstock Farms,
Ah,
THCA flower
shouts
joint.
out.
Yeah, so I was like, "Oh man, I don't want to go all the way back to my house." So I went in front of the Capitol right there, and I took that joint tube and I stuck it in the flower bed
Nice.
right in front of the Capitol. I went
Come
in, did
back,
my business, came back, it was right there, put it back in my pocket, went on my way.
and then you
But
smoked it. No, just kidding.
that's ridiculous. Like, I can't bring a joint into the Capitol. Come on.
Right.
It's just flour. It's just like biomass.
I mean,
I don't know. Like,
it's like the literal subject of such a big talking point, table issue, like such a thing, like you would think they would know a little more about it, but they're so freaked out by it. Guess like they probably jumped away when they saw it. Like, did they back away from you as they were talking? Like,
I mean, it was very serious. It was just like, you
yeah,
absolutely cannot bring this in. I'm like, it's called joint and muscle salve. It's like a topical. No.
yeah. It
And
sounds
then it's so funny, I come back with an actual real joint,
right.
which
Whoops.
is like more reasonable, but still.
Right. And then they were none the wiser. So,
Crazy,
guys, if you
crazy.
didn't see this yet, StacyMcCaskill.com. If you want to go check it out, definitely. As Facebook says, I have a high concentration of Illinois viewers. I don't know where they are. They don't comment as much. Some of them do, but they're out there. So hopefully you see it. And then she'll be on tonight with the Cole memo. So go check that out, and it's going to be 7:15, 7:30 ish sometime. And if
Yeah.
not, I guess I'm sure it'll be like rewatchable as well. Is there anything else that you want to? Oh, I gotta get
No,
these
thank you so
comments out of
much.
my face
Thank
here.
you for the work that everybody, all your listeners, everybody in this chat. Thank you for all the work that you're doing to destigmatize the plant. We didn't even get into like all the stories of like so many people that were helping through this.
Hmm.
It's just the positive impact of this plant is so underrated. There's so much amazing things that this plant can do, just on the cannabinoid side, let alone the other fiber food side. So thank you all. We need this whole industry. We need to keep it whole: fiber, food, and cannabinoids. And thank you for the work that you're doing. I appreciate it.
Yeah. So before, actually, I didn't think about it until now, but I want to give everybody an option. There's 25 people in the house. Does anyone have any questions? I mean, you may have asked some questions throughout the show, but again, I wasn't able to keep up. A lot of comments actually today. Very good. Peter was just throwing some bombs over here on the Facebook side, and then we got a lot of people in the chat still here. Guys, comment if there's any questions. If you want to just stay for another minute and see if they have any. Rose says, thank you for sharing, and I wish I could vote for you. Yeah, there you go.
You can give me $10. You can give me $10. Let that be your vote.
You could give her you could do we'll pull it up here. Let's see. You could do the donation over here in the
Click on
corner,
the
guys.
donation. Yeah. Do the donation and then just share. Like you never know how far your reach is. Like if you can share my links and share Dollyweed, thank you so much. Share around. You never know, that one person it might touch.
Anybody else? You guys have any questions? No? Everyone they may be a little extra medicated. I tell them all the time, don't keep up with me. Don't try and do as I do with that. But yeah, there's always an ups and downs. Do you live in Naples? What?
Florida? Is that
What?
the Naples, Florida?
I don't know. Rose, what do you mean?
I'm in Woodstock, Illinois. I do spend a lot of time. My mom lives in the Florida Keys.
Okay.
And so
when's the last time you've been down there?
I was just down there.
Ooh.
I spent all
Nice
of February down there and working on the campaign every day.
Right.
Every day.
When did you launch it? I mean, is it full like launch time? I don't know how it works.
Well, I'm launched to collect these signatures.
Right, so you have to get that part. Okay, got it. But that's like live. Can we sign on the website? Can anyone sign?
No. See, again, that's the problem. It's like you have to be a registered voter. Mm-hmm. You need to live in District 11. Mm-hmm. You have to sign exactly how you registered. You have to sign according to the same address that you registered at. It's like, I mean,
this is how we do it, Stacy.
Outrageously difficult.
We got to have an event in your district, cannabis event. Find us a location. I'll MC it for you.
Awesome.
And I've been looking at doing an event, but I don't know. You're kind of limited on time. I know. So
I'm super urgent to get it done. But if like in 2 or 3 weeks you want to come in and we could throw it in the barn. We have a great event space in our barn.
That would be fun. Yeah. We're on the farm. That would make sense. That would make a lot of sense.
Yeah,
we can talk about it, but I guess. Oh, she thought you said Woodstock, New York.
Oh no,
it's
Woodstock, Illinois. I should have clarified. Yeah. It's Woodstock, Illinois. It's where Groundhog Day was filmed. That's
where was Woodstock at? Like the music festival. Which Woodstock was that?
Because New York.
Was it okay? I didn't think.
It's a New York one.
I came in late. That's okay, Rose. Rosa, you can watch it and ask her any questions. But I want to let her go. Stacy, I'm going to do some spin wheels unless you want to stay for that. I have some prizes to give away.
Give them away. That's super cool.
Okay. So I do a door prize every day, but I also do a number wheel for my subscribers on locals.com. It's like a subscription platform that I push people to because of all the hoops and things you have to deal with on every social media app. It also kind of gets away from all the haters and scammers and spammers and all that. So it's kind of cool. It shows me who the real ones are just for $2 a month, you guys, $2 a month. Plus you get in on all these wonderful things. Like today, Chris is number 1 on the wheel. And that actually gets him 2 spots on the wheel because he got in there first. Rose, I think, thought she got it. Sorry, Rose. This was definitely, you were so close. She's so close every time. But she's, I think, too far away from me or something, and the ping doesn't go fast enough or something because it just maybe the internet slowed down from you. Hey, Ronald Blackwell, number 3. He's one of our Super Pro members.
I got to check out all this tech. This is so cool.
So you might also enjoy. I do a game show on Sundays, which we have fun giving a bunch of prizes away and stuff like that. So
I need to send you some stuff.
Diane, you're number 4. Yeah, I mean, I would love to. We were always looking to put more people on the wheel, and we actually it's a wheel of not just cannabis or hemp, but like I have beekeepers. I have a wonderful dripping rainbows tie dye. I have people from different aspects of life, not just um, not just
Cannabis stuff.
cannabis. Yeah, I try my hardest to make sure people know I'm not just a weed guy or whatever. I hate to even use the term. Alice, you're number 5. Yeah, I mean I'm a disabled veteran, and so I use it medicinally, but also some recreationally, of course. Trent, you're number 6. Do you have any questions for me? I mean, you can, but I know you're going to be getting pelted with questions for the next little
I
while
hope so.
here,
I hope
right?
so. Oh, you know what? The
Group
one thing I
stuff.
didn't mention is I'm paying $20 an hour in Hempstock Farms gift
Ah,
cards.
there you go.
So if you come out on the 21st, you can learn how to volunteer to do that. Basically, what you sit in front of a store for 4 hours, you just earned a jar of weed.
Huh. So
Totally
you
legal. I'm allowed to
you
pay petition collectors, and I'm paying them 20 an hour in a Hempstock Farms gift card.
very cool. Well, if you guys are anywhere near, I mean, you can probably volunteer if you don't live in that place, right? You can probably.
Yeah, yeah. You don't have to. You just have to be 18 or older. You have to be a registered voter, I believe. I have to look at that. 18 or old. No, you just have to be a resident. You don't have to even be registered to vote. You just have to be a resident in America
Okay,
and 18 or older. That's the only limit. And then if you come to our volunteer event, I'm going to start hosting some Zooms too to train people. Um, because I can email them all the documents that they need to go collect
sure.
signatures. And you collect signatures for me. I'll meet up with you. I'll notarize them all when we meet up, and then I'll pay you a bunch of gift cards.
That's
You can
cool.
turn around and order whatever you want online. You don't have to even come out to the farm. You could order it online.
That's even
But I
better.
need people in person. I need
Right,
the
right.
signatures have to happen in person. So that's why we're incentivizing it. And I mean, what congressperson is given free weed to go collect signatures?
Free weed to
This
collect
one right here.
signatures. That
This
is a
one right
hell of a
here.
gimmick. That's a hell of a promotional tool for sure. But yeah, that's awesome. I'd love to see what kind of products that you have. And so these are some of the
The
wheels I
wheel.
use. Well, there's a bunch of things
Cool.
happening. Like these 2 wheels were part of the game I'm playing. That I make a new game every month, and we kind of tweak it each week, and we play it 4 times. Play it every Sunday, and then I fill the wheel up with the prizes from the different sponsors, and it's a whole thing. We give away hundreds of dollars every week, and I'm just for some reason not getting
Awesome.
not a lot of people seem to want to get in on it, though. It's crazy. Like today we have 10 people on this number wheel. Now they don't have to be here to win, which is my sort of way of giving my subscribers a way to win stuff without having to be able to sit and watch my live show every day, right? So they don't. Like, a lot of people that do giveaways on social media, Facebook in general, they like you have to be here to win and all that kind of thing. And
Mm.
that's the case for the door prize. That's for people who are here. But this one here I do for people that maybe they're busy working and stuff, and so they can still get in on it. And if they win this, you get 16 chances a month to win this, and then you get one coupon, and that coupon can get you into the game night without you having to be there to win. So then again, you get to win prizes without ever having to be here to watch the show. But
Cool.
people have to just from engaging and from it's kind of like layers, because this day and age, you have a lot of people that just kind of float through for freebies and
Who
not
won? Who
actually.
won?
We're looking right now. Let's see. Diane. Congrats, Diane. She's over there on the Rumble.
Diane. Congrats, Diane.
She said here, I forget his name now, but there was a guy here in Georgia that lit up in front of the Capitol once that ended up
Oh,
doing 10 years
oh my
of
gosh.
cannabis.
Oh my gosh. That's
Congrats. And then
crazy.
we got a new friend over from Rumble, the Cat Ranch, TCR, I like to call him. He's got a channel on Rumble with if you like cats, a whole bunch of cats doing cat things like in his place, like not different videos from other people, but his cats in a cat ranch. Pretty wild. Anyway, guys, you do have 3 more spins this week, so if you haven't gotten in on this post, you can still do that, and you can still get a chance to win. And I'll do 2 spins tomorrow. I think I have one to make up for from yesterday that I didn't do. Oh, here we go. Look at me. There we go. Still learning some of this, the new thing. Oh, here you go. I got you. This is you got a little slice, a little tiny slice over there, and
it's cool. I like it.
It's weird. They gave us a lot of new options. It's fun. But let's do the door prize now. If you guys would comment on Rumble, and I'll put you on this wheel one more time, and we'll spin it. This one here I do. I don't know why I took it off the screen. This one here I do for people that are here actually right now watching. I just saw TCR and Rose, Kayla. Throw some dancing bananas out there. Some hashtag WTIF. All the ladies, Stacy, the ladies, they type hashtag ladies of WTIF.
Okay.
And then if Joe Orzel's in here, he types in all sorts of funny things that I won't repeat right now of WTIF. All right, anybody else? Oh, Diane. Let me type Diane. Diane. And Diane won. She won the number wheel, so it's fully possible that she could win the door prize today, too. Number 4. Double wins happen all the time. It's fun. And each
What's the dancing bananas about?
It's just they're over on Rumble. There's a whole bunch of cool things that people can put up there. And right now it looks like they haven't fixed it yet to where I can see the dancing bananas on screen. It just shows the code. But it used to before they changed the setup, it would actually have dancing bananas.
Funny.
And they go there and actually move.
Yeah, this seems like
moving,
a cool
dancing
platform. Seems like a cool
this is I am multi-streaming to Rumble, Kick, Facebook, Twitch, X, YouTube, and locals right now. So
does that all tie in through Rumble? Is that
Rumble Studios? Rumble Studios. So you have Rumble, which is like having YouTube, going looking around on videos, and then the Rumble Studio, which is actually what we're using to broadcast to everything. A separate thing. My kitten is in heat. Oh no, a kitten in heat, Rose. Oh wow. I think I got Kim and Rose. Okay, I think I got everybody. Kayla. Yep. All right, thank you, everybody. I didn't see anyone use the secret word of the day in the chat, but I'm sure somebody did. I should have tried to pay more attention, but I couldn't. Just couldn't. I was enthralled.
So, what's your secret word? I mean, how's that work? Tell me that little.
Well, in fact, I got to stop saying that because I'm not supposed to say that. I'm supposed to say I didn't see any chosen ones in the chat today, because the issue is if I say it's a secret word, then everyone else will just say it as soon as someone says it.
Oh, right.
So I gotta say it otherwise. You did? Okay. Well, all right, Rose. Don't repeat it. Just
yeah, don't repeat it. Secret word.
Basically, it's a something I put out in my private chat on Facebook Messenger that I just started doing, and people just didn't are just starting to catch on. You didn't know it was in heat? Okay, Rose, I'm not sure. There's 2 different Roses I'm talking to in the chat. It gets confusing, but
go get your cat neutered. Spayed or neuter. Spayed or neuter. You know, my wife is a veterinarian. She's an emergency medicine veterinarian.
Nice.
Yeah.
Let me turn this music down. I think it's going to be a little too high. Here, for you, let's see. Let me change. Oh, no, that's the end here. Let's go to the beginning. Let's change it to, I don't know. Let's see. We got disco, we got electronica, funk, ballroom dancing, rock music. There is reggae somewhere in there. Where is it? Ha.
Huge reggae fan.
Easy Jam. Yeah, I don't know if you can hear that. I think I have it turned down a little bit, but I think I got you on there, Rose. This person's not here anyway. It was like I didn't recognize them, but it was just like R and some letters on Rumble. So whoever that was, if you're here still, speak up. I'm gonna scroll up because I'm kind of interested. We were in the middle of conversation. I kind of barely saw it, and I was like, "Who's that?" Just R and like a bunch of jumbled letters. Yeah, I'd have to go back up too far, I guess, to find it. But interesting.
That's what you do really good, Waylon. I don't know how you manage all these, watching all these chats and having the conversation at the same time. That seems very
Uh,
challenging.
typically, it depends on how many people are watching. Like right now, 22 people. That's manageable. But if once it gets bigger than that, sometimes I've had bigger live streams than that, of course. But you get to the point where you just can't watch. Like today, like I'm trying to pay full attention to you. I can't watch the comments, but
Right.
I try to mention that if you pay for like $1 for your comment on the Rumble Rants, it comes up on screen, and it sort of it makes it a little more easy to see. And I'm not
Oh,
just asking for people's dollars, but that's how the bigger shows differentiate
mm,
those comments that might be
comments.
valuable, that might be a question to the guest or whatever, and that's because they paid, and it highlights it in the chat. And anyway, that's how they
Mm.
do it on the big
Huh.
big shows. But I guess there is a point where that will happen eventually.
One day.
Margaret, are you here? I don't think I've seen her comment in a little while. I think she's with her mother, helping mom. Oh no, there she is. She is here with a smiley face. Margaret won the door prize 2 days in a row. And check this out, Stacy. Margaret has over 80 indoor farmer coupons, and each coupon is worth $5.
Wow.
She now has 81. 81. And Diane, let's see. Diane's nothing to sneeze at. She's got 45 now.
Jeez.
45. Now, what they can do with those is a whole bunch of things. They can use them for credit to it's all credit. What am I saying? They can use them for they can change it in for my merch, like my hats and banners and magnets and all this stuff, my shirts, or they can use them for gift cards, gift codes, and this is uh, pertinent to our conversation because they can use them for gift codes to any one of the sponsors who are on my game night wheel. And so it's a way to sort of help. It's a win-win. It helps everybody. So they can pick if they want to try something from a specific sponsor. They can save up some of the credit and they can go after it, or they can maybe win it on the wheel during the game. If that makes sense.
Ooh,
But yeah,
love it.
cool. But yeah, that was it. Guys, go check her out. She's going to be around, I'm sure, more often. I'm going to pitch it to Master Rochi. I bet you guys would have a good conversation.
Cool.
Over there on Thursday nights is when they do their show.
All right.
And then tonight, of course, she's going to be on the Cole Memo. I'm going to get Cole on sometime soon too. So, but I'm going to try to come in. I don't know if it's a live chat. I don't know how it works
Yeah.
over there, but I'll have to check it
Yeah,
out.
he does. He lets people come on live if they. I don't know how it works either. Like I'm learning all this technology right now, but yeah.
Take it slow. Don't get too frustrated. Everybody, just remember what happened in the beginning of the episode. What was I like a minute and a half? Like, well, anyway, it's gonna be a great show, you guys. And then it was like, hold on a second. It didn't unmute me. Son of a gremlins in the machine. But yeah, I'm
All
looking
right.
forward to talking to you again, and maybe for fun, get you on the panel show where we all
You are
share our
a
experiences. It's fun.
you are a gentleman and a scholar,
Well,
and your
thank you.
intelligence is only exceeded by your darn good looks.
Well, I can be pretty. I can be downright, you know, naughty sometimes. But we have fun here. We try to make it adult while also forwarding the topics that are important to people. Like I'm not trying to be giving cannabis or hemp a bad name by showing people the what not to do. Like let's try to make ourselves better while we also promote the plant, right? So Stacy, we'll see you later. Everybody hit the like button. Make sure that you on your way out tip your waiters and all that. And we'll see you guys tomorrow at 1 o'clock Central Time, and Stacy tonight at 7:15 ish on thecoldmemo.com. And thanks again to Stacy. So we'll find my buttons here. Let's see. In fact, before we go, maybe we could do a quick, if you guys could hang out for 1 second, long enough for me to click this button. Just this button right here. Oh, pickaxe today. Pickaxe. I did open pickaxe. I haven't gotten into it too much. Let's see what they have going on now. It says, all right, guys, big announcement. The Pickaxe app is officially live on iOS and Android. Okay, so they've got the app out now. I went to the website before, so now they have the app. If you're tired of the algorithms, manipulation, shadow banning, and platforms collecting your data while throttling your reach, this is exactly why Pickaxe exists. No algorithms deciding who sees your content, no data mining, social media that actually acts social. And this is huge for the Rumble community. Your Rumble videos play direct inside a Pickaxe news feed like native posts, no redirects, no audience loss, just seamless integrations. We've already got major voices on the platform like Diamond and Silk, The Vigilant Fox, Rampage Jackson, okay. Dr. Perry Corey, Dr. Mary Talley, Doctor. We got Bowden Children's Health Defense, Shannon Joy, and many more building communities. Oh, they also have Wayland the Indoor Farm. Oh, no, they don't have it on Pickaxe yet, but I'm going to sign up. The Rumble Going community or gaming community is joining us too. The Joker, Uncle Pudge, Midnight in the Mountains, Vaping Gamers, Chavez Flexington, oh snap, Soundboard Lord, Cat Dog, and plenty more are making Pickaxe their home base. Interesting. This is about owning your audience instead of renting it from an algorithm. Download the Pickaxe right now. It says download the Pickaxe. Oh no, it does say app. Darn it. Download the Pickaxe. I think that's kind of fun. Right now on iOS and Android, or head to pickaxe.com to join. And remember, you are the algorithm. You are the change, they say. Very good. All right, guys, we'll see you. I'm going to head over to Locals for a little bit. If you want to join me, I'll be there in just a couple of minutes. Remember, everybody's got to eat. Love you.
For my green thumbs in the game, wheeling the indoor farmer, check my name, sustainability, we about to reclaim, this is how we do it, keep it in the frame, I'm waving the farmer, the indoor king, living off the grid, what the city can't bring, got my hydro set up, my LED lights, growing all my greens, all through the night, self-sustained, that's the mission, growing my own, I'm not missing, indoor farming, the hustle's real, wailing